some men see that, some men don't see that. So some even men don't see eye to eye with women. But let us be very cautious and straightforward here. I remember I recently have got engaged with a woman, sorry, and her attitude I couldn't take it, you know. And most of the time in the UK, you can find women in that state. They are aggressive and resentful, or let's say some hateful attitude towards other men, and disrespectful towards men in so many ways, because they look down on men, or they feel that they have got that protection, that guidance, that right to, and sometimes they feel over the years this is a place where true opportunity that a woman can express herself without a man taking advantage of her based on the state of rule or the state of situation. So they take advantage of that, because there's history of men molesting women, and all this time men has always been. But why should a woman be troubled that a man leads, or a man as a stronger vessel should be the head while she be the assistant? What is wrong with that? That is her place. My place is in being a man and being older and stronger and bigger than you, to protect you, to be by your side. It's just that others want to abuse it and treat the woman as if the woman is a son or a daughter or that kind of thing, which is unfair, which ends up turning against the man as time goes on, because the men will have consequences if you treat your wife like that, the woman you spend your life with. If you want to treat her like a dog, or treat her that, then it's up to you. But if you don't do that, you also do that. If you don't do that, somehow when you are not in that state also, the woman also take advantage of that, and sort of feel that, hey, yeah, excuse me to use the word pace. I think the pace is trying to say that they take advantage of the situation, and if they take advantage of the situation, they sort of use that, disobey you, and sort of disrespect you and humiliate you, or something, do all sort of worse things that you can imagine a woman do. In a country where, the UK, where a woman is protected, and strangely enough, when I went through that experience, this woman was talking like that. It was so strange. I said, wow, you can't find that anywhere. This woman, what did I do? Just a matter of touching her in a full bus. A bus where, you have everybody stuck in there because of limited of bus coming, everybody rushed in. So we were packed in the bus. So she knew the condition of the bus, that there will be more people, and people entering the bus, and people will stand up and will end up touching each other. She was touching me, I was touching her, everybody was touching each other, because there is no room to have that comfort and that space that nobody will touch you, and obviously you're in a bus. So why would she complain that I have touched her? And lucky enough, I showed my courtesy and even said that excuse me. In the process of excuse me, and stretching my hands to push her whilst we go, while I, using my hand to make my way through, because there's no way I have to use my hands to make my way through. She jumped with anger and responded in an insultive way and all that, which is very, very strange, usual, the usual thing that you might see. But I didn't expect that from that situation, because there was nothing abusive there. Why would she be upset, or why should she come out saying, lying? And she even came up saying, I grabbed her. That was the main thing. Now, whether the word has been misused, touch and grab, I don't know. Because obviously to me, it wasn't a grab, it was a touch, which obviously she touched me. Everybody touch each other, so the touch will happen. And if I hadn't, put my hand through and touch, I would end up touching her and going. I wouldn't have I can't go through. So she was so obvious. I mean, everybody now began to be afraid and scared and pulled themselves away. I don't know, for that reason. Maybe that was why they pulled themselves, because if you don't want anybody to touch you, then that's a problem. We have to be careful before you can jump on us. I expect people to have sympathized with my anger. So I had to respond back and shut her mouth up and say, keep quiet for what you're doing. There's no point in that. And if she immediately, as we know, the women have protection, so police had to call, and the police will definitely listen to the softer vessel as a woman speaking. But I know what I had to say to them if the police were to have come there to explain to them, But this woman here, the point I want to put out is this woman and her attitude, and the stupid, silly attitude that she has got. She's calling the police. It's a man in a uniform that will come there. If there is a few women there, eventually there should be a strong man, to protect her from me, a fellow man. So women ask for assistance to be protected from another man. and still it has not occurred to them, occurred to a woman, her state that she is into. It doesn't mean that you are inferior, but know yourself and know where you are, and you can get the power that you need to have in that. You don't need to have what do you call it, a protection for outside, or a pussy power, they say, to sort of give you some grounds in life. No. But they had to use that to their advantage, because there are also some men who are so silly and stupid that they don't really have self-control somehow. Approach things in a more sensible way or respectful way that should earn them the respect that they should have. And so you get yourself cornered in that situation where you are with a woman. You probably have a good time with a woman. She may be probably in a situation where you are relating to a woman, but there is no cordial respect within you. It's not necessarily what you do. There are other women you can be with them and be anything. You can be playing at children and feel free, but still you see that a woman respects you. There's women like that, because she knows her place. She accepts who she is. She knows that her being with you is a protective issue. It's a sharing issue, that your role probably is necessary in her life. And you know that her role is necessary in your life. You don't disrespect her, but basically you expect her to also not to disrespect you. Because she knows that somehow, if it comes to where your anger goes beyond, you can over fight her, you can overweigh her, or somehow in a battle you can win her, you can beat her up, you can, unless a woman is huge and bigger than you. There are some women who can, overcome a man. But mostly men are always the stronger vessel, dominant, in that sense. So we have to be careful, And I was saying to her, the police will come. The police are men coming to save you from me. Maybe one day, a guy who is really horrible and a murderer or a more terrible person will be who you will meet. And I'm sure that when that moment comes, sometimes sadly, women in that situation, you see, they can't even remember the phone to use it to call the police. It won't even occur to them the day that the real trouble will come to them. It is the innocent guys that will, care about them, and sort of is what they normally take their nonsense to. So they are like that. That if you become so nice and to a person, they react terrible back without thinking it through and see what they are. But that is personally people's character and how they, most people have adapted themselves to accept, because they feel that they have to show that she has to demonstrate that she's tough, and the toughness means that talking loud and shouting and insulting and all that. So I had to put her in her place immediately. So don't think for your head, I'm afraid of. You can call whatever you need to call, but I'll put you right, which is necessary for me to have reacted that way, because I'm also a person. I have feelings, I have annoyance. I wouldn't like you to humiliate me in front of other people of something which isn't the case. So it's just by the way of how women sometimes are, and as I say, if a woman knows his place, then she knows her place. Now, just this, by the way, as we keep on in this statement here, Paul has now revealed something to know that this is Paul's. He says, and in 8 he says, now as Jonas and Jambres resisted Moses, so do those also resist the truth. Men of corrupt minds, disapproved concerning the faith. These are people creeping into houses or creeping into people's life every day. In the religious sense, it could be an Islamic person, it could be a Christian, it could be anybody, with religious idea, using that as a means to gain wealth, and they are putting it on your neck. They sort of giving you, convincing you, and pulling you away, for whatever reasons that they want to get out of these, or they can use it as a means to an end, and they use it, and the ending means. If they have to use women to attain that, they will get the women, and women who don't have understanding, put in their confused state and their ignorant state, they use them to get whatever. Because a human being, in whatever mindset he's got, you can tune it to become whatever you want it to become. If you got him or her in the right position that you want to get that person. So the test here is revealing what happens, but they will progress no further. It's like the statement is that we cannot go further. In fact, they've been going further since time immemorial, I remember, So it's not like, but